Yes. What's up, everyone? So here is the deal. Every transfer window is a spin of the wheel. Some hit the jackpot and others walk away empty-handed because for every success story, there's a cautionary tale. Now, we've talked about the best U.S. men's national team transfers of all time, the smart bets, the titles won, the legends made. But what about the ones that didn't work out? The gambles that backfired, the moves that promised everything and didn't deliver. Now, whether it was a young prospect sent overseas too soon, a Premier League payday that turned into a bench-warming nightmare, or a big money deal that left everyone scratching their heads, these transfers definitely left a mark. So today, Charlie Davies, Tony Meola, and I are diving into some of the worst transfers in U.S. men's national team history and what went wrong. Let's get into it. Okay, and just for the record, we're going in chronological order. So this is not a list per se. If you want a list in the comments, then feel free to make that happen. All right, Big Tones, we're going to go with Freddy Adu. He moved to Benfica in 2007 at the age of 18 from Real Salt Lake for $2.1 million, which honestly feels like a steal given the name recognition he had at that point and how much talent he had. He was only there till August of 2011 and had a free transfer to the Philadelphia Union. Only played 21 games over that span, 5 goals, no assists, 2 yellow cards. His career is kind of a cautionary tale in some capacity, so he had to be on this list, right? I mean, we're not wrong putting him on this list.
Yeah, I think this move here is the Benfica move. I think that the jump maybe was too big. Of course, we look at it now, Chuck, and we say, hey,
you know, hindsight.
Yeah, anyone would go to Benfica, right, for this and forget the fee because it's completely 100%.
Different. And it's Tony, Jimmy, this is a club that takes young players, plays young players, develops young players, and sells them on. Who in the hell in MLS, I don't care who you are, from senior player to a youngster, making this move is going to turn down the chance to join a Benfica.
Yeah,
sure. You're 18 years old, and this is 2007. Now, it didn't work out. So, in retrospect, in hindsight, you say, well, not a great move. This for $2.1 million from Salt Lake, probably not a great decision. But you would make this decision 100 times out of 100 times. This falls on more on Fred.
For sure.
This falls more on Freddie not taking the necessary steps and doing what is absolutely needed to thrive in a system that caters to you. So I don't agree with him being on this list for, this transfer to Benfica.
Yeah, obviously this is more of like in hindsight. We have the benefit of a lot of years to kind of be like, that didn't work out, and we have a lot of compare and contrast. So this is more just for fun, more than anything else.
Would any of you change the situation? Would you not go to Benfica?
No, of course you go. And that, for me, that's a steal of a price, like I said at the beginning. Yeah, you got to do it. I mean, for everybody. Benfica is a good spot, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. All right, we'll go into the next person in our, again, chronologically, Maurice Edu to Stoke. For me, I'll get this started. Maurice Edu, incredible player. I was always marveled when I was in national team camp. I'm like, this guy has got no weaknesses. He can play multiple positions. The guy's an absolute beast. But he moved to Stoke from Rangers, and it was for like $800K. And yes, obviously all this in the benefit of the hindsight. He was awesome at Rangers. I really liked his time there. Only made one appearance for the club under Tony Poulos. I got loaned out a couple times. So I bet you we got to get Mo on here, right? Just to talk about maybe this wasn't the best decision. But again, you're always you think that's the right decision at the right time, right, Big Tones?
Yeah, no doubt, because you're coming from a place in Scotland where you won championships, and what seems to be the next logical step, right? The next logical step seems to be I move a little bit south, I go to England, I try it there, but under Tony Poulos, it didn't work out. You mentioned the one appearance at 11 minutes attached to it. So in the end, I think the price was good for what he was doing at Rangers, but it didn't work out at Stoke.
Yeah, I'm just going to add that it's tough to turn down the Premier League. But again, you got to go to the right club. And this is for any youngster out there. This is why picking the right club with the right manager, the right system is so much more important than the name.
Yeah, no. And so we're going to keep it going because Brek Shea is number 3 on this list again, chronologically. And he also moved to Stoke, this time from FC Dallas, for $4.1 million. I forgot it was for that much, to be honest, on a 4.5-year contract. He made 5 appearances for the club between 2012 and 2013. He had some knee injury stuff. Brek Shea, another really talented youngster we had on I say our books, but on our radar with our national team player pool, Charlie, but it just didn't seem like he could ever kick into that next gear. But everybody could see he had the potential.
Yeah, prime Brek was a problem for any defender because he had the height, he had the length, but he had quickness. He had a little bit of sauce to his game. He could step overs. He could break you down 1v1, which obviously is something we're lacking right now with the current U.S. men's national team pool. I loved his ability to finish. He could play, left wing back. We saw later in his career he kind of transitioned to more of a defensive role, but I think he had so much potential, and this move kind of was a crusher. Had he been in the Bundesliga and had more freedom, I think the Bundesliga would have been perfect. The Eredivisie, if he's playing with a top team in the Eredivisie, a top table team, I think he had so much more to go when you talk about room for potential. But top player in his time.
And they thought he had a lot coming out of FC Dallas at that time for $4.1 million. So they clearly saw something in Brek. And is that Stoke ruining 2 players already on the list?
It's a place to go and absolutely be shattered.
That is, they're like the Chivas USA of the Premier League. That's
let's not stop there. Honorable mention for Juan Agudelo too. That was another place.
Did he go to Stoke as well?
Man. He went to Stoke, then couldn't get a work permit, loaned out, and just
what a mess.
Disaster.
Yeah, Stoke ruining U.S. men's national team player careers. All right, here's another one. This one absolutely breaks my heart. Tones, I'm coming to you first on this one. Jozy Altidore. He absolutely crushed it for AZ Alkmaar in the Eredivisie, 50 goals in 93 appearances. I was heartbroken with this one because I know that he can go to the Premier League and dominate. I've played against and with Jozy Altidore. The guy is an absolute unit, and it just didn't work out. So what you said a little bit earlier, Charlie, but you have to know where you're going, the system.
Yeah.
And he goes to Sunderland. He played 42 career Premier League appearances for the club, only scored 1 goal. And that was against Chelsea in December 2013. I wish this worked out because I know he has the capability and had the talent to hold his own in the Premier League, but this just it hurts.
Yeah, it hurts because he went to a team. I feel like this was like the Josh Sargent move when they got promoted, right? Where he just didn't see the attacking half of the field, and all of a sudden you come in for big money and you don't score goals, only 1 goal, and you're the guy, you're the linchpin, right? That they're going to go after all the time. The fee was big. It seemed like the right thing at the time. He certainly was getting it done for the national team. I'm with you, Jimmy. I was upset that this one didn't work out.
Yeah.
You know me, I play with Jozy. I think in the right setting, we're talking about a team that can keep the ball, create chances. You have midfielders who can find you the ball because Jozy was a gifted player for someone who is so big and strong. He had good feet. He could see a pass, but he also was very intelligent with his movement. And that was just work your butt off and wait for some scraps. So what'd you expect him to do at Sunderland? So I feel for him.
Yeah. I think what's been cool for him past that, when he came back to Toronto FC, they had a swap deal for Jermaine Defoe. Dude put up 79 goals and 26 assists in 173 appearances for Toronto FC. Won MLS Cup, won the Supporter Shield, 2-time U.S. Soccer Athlete of the Year. One time was in 2013, but also got it in 2016 when he was with Toronto FC. He won the Gold Cup in 2017 with the U.S. He scored the opener in the semifinals and the final. I don't know if we talk about him enough in terms of what he's done for the national team, but he definitely deserves more flowers than I think he gets at times. All right, moving it on. Zack Steffen to Man City. He moved to Man City from Columbus Crew for $7.6 million. We're going to go to our resident goalkeeper, Tony Meola, on this one. He immediately got loaned out to Fortuna Dusseldorf, then eventually made his way back into the club to be the backup to Ederson, made 21 appearances in all comps. Helped win the League Cup when he was starting between the sticks, but it didn't end particularly well, and now he is with the Colorado Rapids. I thought that move was tremendous. Obviously, Man City is a massive club, but I don't know if it necessarily helped his career. What do you say, Tones?
Yeah, that's the part that I get hung up on. It just never, to me, seemed like the right place for him. Not from a shot-stopping standpoint, but what you're asked to do at Man City and play with your feet. And then I switched my thinking a little bit as he was there, and I'm like, okay, well, this is really going to help his career. He's going to come out of this and be really good with his feet. And then there were a couple gaffes and big situations where he made a couple of mistakes, and it was probably the end for him at Manchester City. But all in all, not one at City that worked out. Still a little bit surprised he's here in Major League Soccer because I think he has a career in Europe, but I'm happy he's doing well right now.
My only thing to you guys is if Real Madrid or Manchester City.
Yeah, of course. You're not going to say no.
You got to go.
You got to go.
Yeah, 100%.
And you test yourself. And obviously your contract is looking pretty nice on top of that. And I think for what it's worth, knowing that you are the second choice goalkeeper at a Manchester City, and no matter what, that's going to be your position unless there's a serious long-term injury, I think he made the most of it. And Pep Guardiola would come out and say, hey, Zack's doing great in training. Zack's doing well. He got some cup appearances. So I think this isn't as bad as it seems. And again, he's coming from the Columbus Crew to an incredible Premier League winning side. So
for sure. It's all in hindsight. This is the hindsight one too.
Yeah.
I mean, in some way, I'd love to get Zack on the show one day just to talk about.
Oh yeah, that experience.
That experience. One, and then obviously where he thought he improved and how he improved. But also, was there, maybe not that he regrets it. I don't think you regret. You just go and you live your career and you do make the best decisions that you can, right? As you're saying, Chuck. But you just wonder, man, maybe I should have done that instead of, X versus, all that. I don't say it's regret. I don't want to throw regret out there, but just X versus Y. All right, keeping this moving. Ricardo Pepi to Augsburg. Probably the biggest head scratcher on this list that we have.
Now we're talking.
What? Augsburg? I never even thought they were in the conversation for anybody, let alone Ricardo Pepi.
Jimmy, this is when we get to, does the player have options? Could Ricardo Pepi have said, oh, Augsburg really wants me. They're going to pay me all this money, and I'm going to – you could easily say, no thanks. That is not a club for me. That does not suit my ability. This team is going to be fighting for promotion relegation. This isn't a good next spot for me, a good landing spot. So I look at this, and it didn't work out on top of that. So at the moment and in hindsight, we're saying this is not a good move. And so now this belongs on this list, especially given how much money was exchanged between MLS and Augsburg.
Yeah. And part of this, remember, David Blitzer is an American owner there, right? And I think there was a sentiment that he wanted an American player. Ricardo Pepi was doing well in Major League Soccer. He was sort of the next name, right, coming out. And in the end, for that much money, it didn't work out. Luckily, it's working out with his next move.
$20 million.
FC Dallas. FC Dallas has made some money in the transfer.
Yes.
So fair play to FC Dallas and / Dallas Burn. Okay, last one. Resident goalkeeper Tony Meola. Matt Turner going to Nottingham Forest.
Another one.
Yeah, this is one that should be on the list. We all thought he was going to Nottingham Forest because maybe somebody was moving and he was going to get an opportunity, and it just hasn't worked out for him. And the saga, I kind of think we're in the middle of a couple of bad moves for Matt Turner here. I still don't I get Arsenal again is another one. You don't say no, but you got to know where you're going, right? In the end. And I'll say it because I say it all the time. If it was made for money to move, I would never begrudge anybody for doing it, right? But when you're talking about a sporting side of it, this one didn't work out. Arsenal didn't work out. He's got to find a spot.
All right. Agree, disagree, hit us up in the comments, and obviously hit like and subscribe, turn on notifications, do all that good stuff because we rule in being average to good. Let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you soon